This is really, really tragic. You have people suffering, gasping for air, and then you have these COVID vultures who think this is their opportunity to make a fast buck. How can we put an end to this profiteering? Or is this just down to human nature? Or should the force of the law come down on those who are engaging in these acts? Joining me on this broadcast, I want to welcome first and foremost Vikram Singh, former Director General of Police in Uttar Pradesh. We have Sujata Rao, former Health Secretary in the Union Government of India. We have Nupur Sharma, representing the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party at the centre. We have Dr. D.S. Rana. He is the chairman of the Board of Management at the Sir Gangaram Hospital. And last but not least, Shikha Tikku. She's a volunteer. She's been helping out people struggling for ambulances, struggling for oxygen. And I have Ankit Kumar, whose report I'll play out in just a moment from now. I want to go first to Vikram Singh. You've just seen how what should typically be a 3,000, 4,000 rupee ticket is being multiplied manifold, and people are being asked for 50,000, 60,000 rupees for a trip within the geographic boundaries of the city. How do you believe, sir, the state government and the local police should respond to try and bring an end to this unacceptable profiteering?
Rahul ji, you very rightly mentioned that they are COVID vultures, and it is very much doable by the local administration and the police. The misery is, I have never seen such dimensions of human misery. The least that the police and the administration can do is to come down very heavily on these black marketeers who are surviving like as if they are vultures on carrion. And it is perfectly doable. The Epidemic Diseases Act, the Disaster Management Act, the various provisions of the National Security Act and the IPC give sufficient powers to nail them very, very appropriately. I don't say be vindictive, but at the least they can do, if you and your sting operations could get to the bottom of this, I think the police have it in them to understand who these mafia are. I would say the mafia because they seem to be very organized. They have a system. Pay the advance, then you will get the vehicle at your doorstep. And then everything is by certain unwritten rules. And I feel that, I hope I am wrong, that there is no complicity at the lower staff. But if there is, even they need to be taken to task. So Rahul ji, it needs calls for immediate action, because the human misery, the dimension of the shortage of oxygen, the ICU, the hospital beds, the least that the administration can do is to book these people who are after and thirsting after human blood, and there is known as Hindi as kafan khasot, to get after them and put them behind us. I have done it in the past, and I think it's perfectly doable even now. You have done it, and I'm sure the police can do it too.